For those dogs out there that have been prescribed some type of steroid medication such as prednisone and other corticosteroid medications, most of us know how nasty a drug this can be. Now, of course, in certain situations, steroids are indeed life-saving, and they do also stop the inflammation process by way of essentially shutting the immune system down. But these drugs are not ideal, and certainly not for long periods of time. So are there other safer alternatives that we can look at instead? Let's take a look in today's short video. Hi there, it's Lyndall Pinchin, Canine Naturopath from Canine Vitality. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new, please feel free to subscribe. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back and having a look at the videos today. All right, guys, well, let's just have a look today at some of these natural corticosteroid supplements. So what are the main reasons, firstly, that your dog might be given a steroid of some kind? Now, at the top of the list are all autoimmune diseases, as these are caused by inflammation, which leads to the immune system attacking your dog's body in some way. Now, this might be polyarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. It could be thyroiditis, inflammatory bowel disease, lupus, etc. Now, other reasons for taking steroids will be basically any condition that is inflammatory in nature, such as allergies, skin conditions, asthma, and other respiratory problems, osteoarthritis and injuries, etc. Now, they are certainly one of the most commonly prescribed drugs, and while they can appear very effective, the side effects of these drugs are long-term implications of using them are not good. Now, typically dogs on steroids will tend to have an increase in their thirst and hunger and easily put weight on. Now, many dogs lose their vitality, panting, lethargy, lack of stamina, as well as anxiety are also common. Cushing's disease can develop in some dogs, along with cataracts, infections, thinning hairs, nausea, muscle wasting, diabetes, poor wound healing, and general lowered immunity. The immune system just becomes very weak. And unfortunately, did you know that it is actually possible for your dog to develop what is known as corticosteroid resistance, which means that the more steroid medication that your dog has been given or is taking, the more likely they'll develop a resistance to this drug, stopping its effectiveness, much in the same way that we're seeing a lot of antibiotic resistance today as well. So as you can see, these drugs are very problematic, especially if used over long periods of time. So knowing all of this, what can we do about it? If not steroids, then what can be used instead? Now, one of the best anti-inflammatory vitamins, which is actually a hormone, is vitamin D or D3. Interestingly, if your dog is on any steroid, this can actually cause a vitamin D deficiency. And you might remember in last week's video, I talked a little bit about how vitamin D mimics cortisol as an anti-inflammatory. Now, you might also remember I talked about not only increasing D3 rich foods in the diet, but also in making sure that you are boosting your dog's microbiome or good gut bacteria with plenty of friendly gut bacteria, which is needed for your dog to convert D3 stores to an active form that they can actually use that will reduce inflammation. Now, compared to us humans, dogs cannot synthesize vitamin D from sunlight, so they must get it from their diet. But as a fat-soluble vitamin, levels are stored in the body fat, so it's also easy to overdose by giving large amounts of the supplement. Now, start by looking at your dog's diet along with adding in probiotics and fermented foods in small amounts to make sure your dog gets plenty of vitamin D3 that their body can use. So remember that vitamin D is not actually a vitamin, but a hormone, and is has a very powerful effect as an anti-inflammatory. So this one is important. Now, your best sources are cod liver oil and oily fish like salmon and sardines and mackerel, organic eggs, organic liver, and kefir, along with some other fermented products. Now, what about other natural steroids? Well, there are a number of plant steroids that you can also consider along with vitamin D to help reduce this inflammation and that have a natural corticosteroid effect without those side effects. Now, some of my favorites, licorice root, which is a great all-round anti-inflammatory herb, which also has some antihistamine action, which is really helpful for allergies. Now, this one cannot be given alongside any current steroid or medication, and is best not given for really long periods of time, as it can deplete potassium levels depending on the form it's given. Now, ginseng is another great anti-inflammatory plant steroid that can modulate the natural steroids in your dog's body and help bring down inflammation. Now, this is also best used for shorter periods of time too, as it's quite stimulating for some dogs, and also cannot be given alongside steroids. But if your dog is not on any current steroid medication, this is safe to start. Now, what about fenugreek as another plant steroid? This one is great for inflammation in the lungs, along with other areas such as the upper respiratory system. The medicinal mushroom cordyceps is another powerful anti-inflammatory mushroom that can also help regulate your dog's immune system up or down, whatever is required. Now, with any medicinal mushroom, it's really important that you start slowly and build it up. And other herbs, including ashwagandha, white willow bark, and boswellia, can also have that natural anti-inflammatory effect. And please always check in with your vet in regards to any current steroid regime. You must never stop steroid drugs straight away, so always seek assistance if you're looking to want to start reducing or stopping these types of drugs in lieu of something more natural. So while there might be a time and place for steroids, there are certainly some very effective natural options out there. And along with this, making sure your dog is on a natural anti-inflammatory diet will also help maintain strong gut and immune health and balance. Now, if your dog is currently on steroids, or you've got a health problem where they've been recommended to take steroids and you're looking for something natural, please feel free to reach out to me, guys. I do always leave my contact details below if you're wanting more information on those herbs I've talked about in terms of dosages or forms that they come in, or how to best use them for your dog. Guys, that's my dog puppy barking. I hope you enjoyed this short video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share to get more videos out there on YouTube. All right, guys, I will catch up with you very soon. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.